one thing. I want everybody to look at me. I'm going to pass it to coin after I say one thing. That's a W. Let's eat one. Let's eat one. That's a W. How many people want to eat a W tonight? How many eat a W tonight?
All right, Brian, it's been a couple weeks. Your favorite sporting event? Is the draft your favorite sporting event?
I don't think the draft's my favorite sporting event.
But it's up there. It's like top
It's up there. I think it's definitely top 5. In terms of like definitely top 5 of football season. I would say opening day is gotta be up there.
Yeah.
Maybe 2. Maybe it's 2 after like opening day because like Super Bowl, like whatever. If your team's not playing,
fine.
Super Bowl's fine.
Actually, Super Bowl. We talked about this. Super Bowl's kind of overrated.
I think it's kind of overrated. I agree. Unless your team's playing in it, then it's obviously means something. But in general,
100%.
It's the end of the season. Whatever. I would say opening day is one of the best because it's
opening day NFL, not MLB.
Yeah, not MLB. Just kickoff NFL Sunday, first Sunday of the season.
Week 1
or first week, first like Wednesday.
This guy doesn't watch sports.
Yeah,
week 1.
Week 1, Wednesday.
Jesus.
I think they start Wednesday this year. So like that entire just weekend, I like how they've added like the Friday game last year, the last couple of years. Like it's just been fun.
The Friday game's cool.
And then I would say next best is playoff game if your team is in it. Like there's nothing better than a playoff game that your team's playing in, or playoff game, Super Bowl, whatever. And then I would say the draft is number 3. But you don't always get a playoff game as your favorite team. So
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of my favorite. I think we kind of talked about this in an earlier pod, but I would say week 5 to like week 13. Like that's like my favorite time in sports because you have the NBA starting around that time. You have obviously the meat of the NFL season. And there's just like a lot going on. And then I think the my second favorite is right now with the NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, NFL offseason is, starting to really, I don't know, like the AJ Brown thing. That's what I keep thinking of. I can't wait for June 1st just so that happens and we can just move on. And then what would be number 3? I guess the first round of the NFL playoffs. Just so many games. Yeah. It's the best.
That's fun. I kind of like that time too because college is kind of going on at the same time. The bowl games.
They end like mid-January, right?
Yeah, the first round of the playoffs is mid-January.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess they extended it. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
that's on me.
The playoffs. Like it's just that, like, remember the thing last year was like we didn't need both games on the same day. Like we didn't need NFL games on Saturday because there was college games on Saturday. Like that was the whole dilemma. Is like college have its day, let NFL have its day.
Yeah.
At least, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, the draft was what, 2 weeks ago? It was like
dude, it feels like it was a year
8 months ago. Yeah.
It feels like it was so long ago. Like it feels like I've forgotten everything that happened in the draft. But yeah, it happened 2 weeks ago.
So I watched like the Pat McAfee thing just because like I enjoy watching their show. And it was really cool. I mean, they're ESPN now, so like it's basically just the regular broadcast, and they bring in a bunch of people, and they joke around. They're just like a bunch of they're a bunch of guys talking sports, and that was the only thing I really paid attention to. I don't really care about the draft, but can you give me your top 5? I don't want to say storylines, but storylines of the NFL draft. Like, what stuck out to you the most? What was like most interesting? What was like, who was bad, who was good, stuff like that.
So what I would say is, the round 1 was kind of crazy. So like this, and we talked about it a little bit last, 2 weeks ago. This draft was a little weird. It wasn't super star heavy. It was kind of like you kind of had your top few guys and then a bunch of guys in the same bucket. So like it felt like a lot of guys could go from that like pick 10 to 12 range through the end of the first round. Like obviously you kind of knew. And then second and third round were kind of loaded with a bunch of decent starters, but not a lot of people that people felt like would be stars. So the draft was kind of all over the place. I would say one of the biggest takeaways was, and I know other people have talked about this, how different NFL teams drafted this year compared to the consensus. Like there's typically a consensus board that's built that kind of takes an average of, all these different metrics of and like media people who build their boards and they kind of average it out. It's almost like fantasy football rankings, right? Like you have 4 guys on a panel and one guy has 110, the other one has a 20, so the average is 15. So it's like the consensus board is 15. Like how all over the place it was this year, which I thought was interesting. Like some of these guys taken and I feel like I typically know a lot of the guys taken definitely first 2 to 3 rounds. Once you get in the 4th round is kind of where I started losing it, but there was players being taken in, the second round that I was like, I have no idea who the hell this is. And these guys know more than I do, obviously. Like these, these GMs know a lot more than I do. But I just thought it was interesting. And I know that was a big topic coming out of it was how different consensus was and to where a lot of some of these guys went starting like mid-second round through the 3rd round. It was kind of all over the place. And I know like Jacksonville was one of the big, a lot of people gave them terrible grades coming out of the draft. And then the whole grading of the draft is just weird to me just because it's hard to grade drafts. Because you don't know, right? Like you don't know. Like I get it. You want the instant, fans want the instant reaction, but like you don't know until at least probably 2 years down the line. But, Jacksonville is ranked towards the bottom on a lot of their rankings. They took this tight end from Texas A&M, Nate Borkercher, who a lot of people had going 4th, 5th round. Like he was way down on a lot of these boards, like 170 in the consensus, and they took him at 56 overall. Their entire draft was basically that way, where they were taking players who were, 150 plus on the consensus board. So it was interesting. It was a weird draft for the Jaguars. Like almost every guy they took, I think it was kind of like, I have no idea who that is. But it's just kind of funny how that works out sometimes. So I'd say that was my first is, again, like these GMs,
Real
they
quick,
just have go ahead.
The grading thing, I heard someone talk about like the grading thing and like they're like, I understand it's kind of ridiculous, but also it's just for content. And, everything that's done around sports is just for more clicks and more views, which is fine because it's all entertainment.
Right.
And, sometimes I think we take a lot of this stuff way too seriously, which is, the fun part about it. It's like the people complaining about you trying hard at gym class because like, oh, it's just gym class, but it's like, also trying hard makes it more fun.
Right.
Like I want to
agreed.
Be competitive. I want to play. I don't want to just screw around. Like there's nothing worse when you're playing like 3-on-3 basketball and someone's just like screwing around. You're like, all right, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
But
I agree.
Anyway, the grading thing is just like, I feel like for someone like me, it kind of helps a little bit because like, obviously I'm not going to take that as like gospel, but at least I kind of know who is good and who is projected not to be as good.
You get a general census of like where, and typically, again, because a lot of it is based off of that consensus board of like who reached, who didn't reach on players. A lot of the times you see pretty similar grades for these teams across the board. Obviously, there'll be a few people who are like, oh, I really like this player personally. He got taken, whatever, in the 4th round. I had him as a 2nd round player. Where other people would be like, nah, he was a 5th round player and they took him in the 4th. So like there's going to be some of those changes. But 49ers were another one of those teams that kind of went, and they seemed to kind of go off consensus a lot. They took the wide receiver from Ole Miss, Stribling, who I think it was a little bit off everyone's radar. I think he was kind of a mid to late 3rd round guy on a lot of people's boards. And they took another running back in the 3rd. Kalen Black from Indiana, that I think, again, they love taking running backs in the 3rd round. It seems like they do that every single year. 49ers were another one of those teams that kind of went off the board a little bit that I thought was interesting. I would say,
do you think some teams do that because they're like, we don't really have a need at the positions that are, technically like a good pick. So we're just going to get the guy we like. So he doesn't go before we can get him.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's what it is. Like, I think the teams that draft the best, you have to try and marry need with also like draft value. But again, I think the teams that draft the best take the best players typically. Like, yeah, it might not be your biggest need, but taking good players, there's not like typically you don't go wrong taking good players. Where you go wrong is typically like, hey, shit, I need a center really bad, or I need a corner. There's none really left on the board. I'm going to reach for this guy just because we need this position instead of taking like someone you had graded higher at a different position and just taking the better player overall. So that's definitely part of it, I think, and they each have their own, grading scales, obviously. But I just thought it was interesting. Like a couple of these teams went a little bit off, not the rails, but it was just strange to see some of these teams.
Well, I mean, you just mentioned two teams, and I heard a lot of it, how Jacksonville and the 49ers didn't draft well. They lost the draft, or they weren't as good as other teams, but they also have good teams. They're both playoff teams. They're both teams that are going to compete next year. So honestly, who kind of cares if they just get like 1% better rather than, a team like the Chiefs or a team like, name anyone in the top 10 who like the Chiefs needed a corner, or the Jets stink. So obviously they need someone who's good. Well,
obviously, and the teams that are going to like win the draft are going to be teams typically that are picking higher. They're picking at the top of every round, so they're getting better players. Like, and that's just typical. Like Raiders are a big winner. They took Fernando Mendoza. Like that helps a ton. Like they took the best and only quarterback. Not only quarterback. We'll get to that in a minute. But like obviously they're going to be a winner because they have a high first round pick. And then they also took Stukes in the second round, who I think a lot of people had going in the first round. Safety from Arizona. And then they're the ones who ended up taking the flyer on Jamon McCoy, who we talked about last week on my mock. I thought he would still go I put him at pick 32 just because I figured he'd go in the first round. And it sounds like his knee injury is a lot worse than people like it's potentially career ending. So for them to take a flyer in the fourth round, I think was awesome because he's top 10 talent.
That's
to
great,
get him in the fourth. So like I think they did have a great draft. But like just to go back to the Jaguars, hey, Borkature, the tight end they took is kind of a blocking tight end, and you take him in the middle of the second round. Again, a lot of people had him ranked around 120 to 150. He had 19 catches in his college career, I believe, and 6 last year. But like they think he has the potential. It's like it's just a risky pick to take a blocking tight end at that point in the draft. But again, you can develop him. Who knows? Like they obviously see something in him that maybe a lot of other people didn't. There was the massive run on tight ends in the second and third round because it was such a deep tight end class. So a lot of them got taken higher than people anticipated. But again, to your point, they obviously see a vision for some of these guys. And I'm not going to sit here and say that it's going to be a terrible draft because what do I know? I mean, seriously, like they obviously have some sort of system and they did great last year. So it's hard to knock them. But the second one that I thought was interesting, and I'm curious your take on it. What did you think of the whole Rams situation?
I get it, but here's why I get it. Is Matt Stafford, everyone thought he was going to retire last year. This past year could have been his last year, but obviously he played very well. He won the MVP. He probably has 1 or 2 more years, at least one good year, and you never know if he wants to come back again. You never know with the back. So I understand this is probably the highest they're going to pick in the next 2 years. Ty Simpson, we have like the Dan Orlovskis of the world who think he's the best quarterback in this draft.
Yeah.
So I can see why they want to get this guy. But then when I see Sean McVay's reaction to everything, I'm like, oh God.
Did you see all the stuff? Did you see all the stuff leading up after that? Like when all that was happening, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh man, he's pissed. Like he looks like he's up there on the podium, like not smiling, not really saying anything, keeping his answers super short.
That's kind of, Matt Stafford's his guy, and that's kind of who he is. He's not a very
for sure,
happy-go-lucky guy unless he's winning. Like he's such a football guy.
Well, and that's what they said, and that's like it came out like the next 2 days that he actually is really excited about it, but he just wants it to be known that this is Matt Stafford's team and they're good friends, obviously. So he was doing it kind of as a not a favor or anything, but just to show support of, hey, we took this guy, we're excited for him. Maybe he fits into our future. Hopefully he fits into our future. We're using a top 13 pick on him or whatever it was. But Matt Stafford's still our guy for the next year, and as long as he wants to be the guy.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting.
I think you need to do that. I think you need to do that.
Yeah.
Because I heard like a story about Tommy Maddox when they drafted Ben Roethlisberger, and Tommy Maddox came in to Bill Cowher's office the next day. It was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Like, I thought I was the guy.
Well, it's the Kirk Cousins
I understand
thing all over
that
again.
part.
It's the same thing happened to Kirk Cousins.
Well, that's
yeah.
That's just wild though.
Michael
Kirk Cousins everyone thought Kirk Cousins was. Didn't he sign like a 5-year deal?
He signed a 4-year, like I think it was $50 million a year. So it was like it was a big contract. It wasn't.
That's so different.
Yeah, it was such a weird situation. But here's the only thing. Like I get it from all angles. They're not going to be picking that. They don't plan to be picked that high. They really liked him. I think there's some family ties in there too. Like they knew the family personally or something. So like they believe in whatever, how he was brought up, and feel like he has what it takes to be a successful quarterback. But the thing that I don't understand is it's a very like anti-Rams thing to do, right? Like you trade for Trent McDuffie because you're trying to go all in. Like you're trading a first round pick for Trent McDuffie because you want to go all in and win now. And then you take a guy in the top 15 that's not going to help you for probably at least 2 years. Like it just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but maybe they were thinking because they had another pick at like what, 24, 25?
Well, they traded it.
Okay. Well,
for Trent McDuffie.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're a big fuck them picks kind of team. So maybe
Correct.
They're thinking like, hey, this is house money and we weren't really supposed to have this pick. So let's just go ahead and take a shot in the dark. And who knows? Like, what if he turns out to be unbelievable?
Yeah. I mean, if Stafford goes down, maybe you need to make sure you have someone in there that could, if he's great right away, can right the ship and keep it afloat. I think I did hear out there, like they did it because they felt like they had 2 first-round picks, and the first-round pick turned into Trent McDuffie. So they're like, we already got our first-round pick. I'm going to use this other one for something for the future. Again, it doesn't fit. Go ahead. Yeah, to me, it's just weird. You could have gone receiver, could have gone a couple different ways to help the offense, which seems to be a need that they have. So I just thought it was interesting. I was surprised when it came through. I did not think he was going top 15, top 13.
Yeah, I mean, again, part of me thinks it's just like, hey, we're not going to be in this position again to get another guy. So we can either get lucky in free agency, and when is a quarterback available in free agency?
Never.
So yeah,
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that. They're going to do stuff like that.
So next thing, I think Kansas City knocked their draft out of the park again. You have 2 first-round picks. Your draft's going to be pretty, like it's going to seem like it's good. A lot of people were mad that they traded up for Mansour Delane in the first round. They traded up to 6 to take Mansour Delane, but obviously they lost a lot of their corner help. They lost a bunch of DBs. So they needed a corner. They felt like he wasn't going to fall to them. We've talked about this a million times. I'm not going to fault the team for trading up a couple picks and giving up something in the future, some future picks if there's something they feel like is going to help their team immediately and something that they want to do. Like I'd rather you do that than sit there and wait and not get the guy that you want to get. So I had no problem with them trading up. I get it. People are like, well, we just trade away Trent McDuffie. What are we doing? But there's a cost associated to it, right? Like Trent McDuffie's making $30+ million a year. Chiefs have a lot of big contracts on their roster. So now you get a replacement for him that's going to be cheaper, and hopefully he's better than Trent McDuffie. I know it's more of a risk, but I really like that. And then I really like that they took Peter Woods at the end of the first, defensive tackle. He was the top graded defensive tackle in this class. There was rumors the Bengals were going to take him at 10 if they did not trade for Dexter Lawrence. That's kind of how they thought of him and how badly they needed a defensive tackle. That would have been crazy. But for them to get the top corner and top defensive tackle in this class, I think helps that defense. And then our Mason Thomas was, in the second, kind of top of the second round, was a fringe first rounder who is going to get some pass rushing juice to that edge class. And I know they were kind of in the mix for Reuben Bain at their 10th pick. before they traded up. So I think it was just a good draft for them overall, especially at the beginning. So yeah, it's a bummer for me because I'm obviously a Bengals fan, but I thought they had a good draft. Next one I thought was interesting. We talked about this last week. Was Jeremiah Love going number 3 to Arizona? I don't get it, man. Like, I get it, but I don't get it.
I don't get it.
That picks 3 and 4, Jeremiah Love, and then 4 being Carnell Tate to the Titans. I thought both were interesting. I think Carnell Tate to the Titans makes more sense because we even talked about this. Like, wouldn't you rather give your quarterback a receiver than a running back if you're going to give him help? So, like, I do think the Titans kind of got saved that Jeremiah Love went above because I think they would have taken him. I think Jeremiah Love's a great prospect, a great player. But picking him 3rd when you have so many needs as a Cardinals team, like you don't have a quarterback, which I get you weren't going to find your quarderback of the future in this draft.
And you also
anyway.
have Tyler. You just got Tyler Algier, and you still have James Conner.
Yeah. I just don't get it. And I again, maybe it's one of those things. Hey, we think he's a generational player that's going to, change our franchise. He's got the most guaranteed money in NFL history for a running back already. It's $50 million or whatever it is. Like, it's insane. He's never played a snap. Like, it's nuts. Good for him. I'm happy for him. I do think he's going to be really good. I think it's going to be a little bit of a situation we had with the Raiders last year where not really going to fully see his talent because there's not enough pieces around him. Hey, maybe Carson Beck, 3rd round. They took Carson Beck in the 3rd round. Maybe he'll be a stud. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. I just, again, thought that was weird. Not weird. He was going to go top 5, but I just don't think it makes a ton of sense. And then Carnell Tate was the other one in the top 5. That was kind of a surprise pick. Him going 4 to the Titans. I don't think anyone had them going 4 just because Saleh, defensive guy. I think a lot of people had them taking Arvell Reese or David Bailey or whoever fell out of the top 2, whoever the Jets didn't take. So that was a little bit of a surprise. But yeah, other than that, I think that my favorite part of the draft was the Eagles trading up with the Steelers. The Steelers on the phone.
That was
with
awesome.
Makai Lemon, and they preemptive called Makai Lemon. It sounds like that's something that the Steelers do. That kind of leaked through this, is they typically call a little bit ahead of schedule, and then for him to get a call from the Eagles at the same time, I just thought that was so funny. Like, again, partially my Bengals bias, but I loved every second of it. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, and you like to see me, be happy as well. You can throw that in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you like the pick? Did you like the Makai Lemon pick?
Well, yeah. I mean, it just confirmed to me that AJ Brown's gone.
Right. Is that why you liked it more so? Just right.
A little bit. Makai Lemon's a interesting human being, but what receiver isn't? And yeah, I mean, we'll see. I like what they're doing. They definitely need to somehow replace the AJ Brown thing, even though they can't really throw the ball that well, and that's a whole other topic. And I'm hoping that we were like kind of joking around earlier, or I guess a couple days ago, about how I want the Eagles to draft Sorsby in the what's that other draft called?
Supplemental draft.
Supplemental draft. Yeah. So
they're a team that would, and that's what I said. They're a team that would do it. That you wouldn't, not that you would think they would do it because they're the Eagles, but it'd be one of those that'd be like, oh, of course the Eagles did that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not necessary, but they would do it. So you could see it happening. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be fun. I like that. I thought it was cool. I honestly completely forgot that the Eagles did that, and I forgot who they drafted until you said that. I mean, that's how checked out I am on the NFL at the moment. Now
the NFL is kind of over. The draft is the last big thing. Then it's kind of quiet until schedule release will be in like 2 weeks. The NFL has to make a big deal about everything, so they'll have a 3-hour show on the schedule release. But other than that, it's pretty quiet until we get to training camp. There'll be some,
I think the only thing we're waiting on now is what the Eagles get from the Patriots for AJ Brown, and if Aaron Rodgers is going to play.
Correct. Those feels like the two big storylines right now. I do think he's obviously going to get traded. I think it's going to happen on June 1st or June 2nd. I think it's going to be for a first-round pick in 2027. That's how I feel about it. But yeah.
I heard 2028.
Oh, really? 2028.
Yeah, it's Adam Schefter said that on Pat McAfee show.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they just want a first round pick, and they just want to wipe their hands clean of them. But yeah, I thought the Eagles had a good draft in general. I think Eli Stowers, the tight end they took in the second round, was one of the best tight ends in the draft. Markel Bell, he was mocked to the Bengals a ton because he's 6'9", offensive tackle. He's just a beast, and both Bengals tackles are 6'8", so he just kind of fit with the Bengals mold of drafting or having big tackles. So I really liked what they did. Cole Payton, underrated quarterback from North Dakota State. I think he'll be a fun player. Honestly, he'll have some packages. He can kind of play all over the place, kind of like a Taysom Hill type of guy. So I think that'll be interesting. I think the Eagles would find some fun stuff to do with him. So yeah, I really like their draft too.
Yeah. So since so I was gonna say, so since like the NFL portion is over, where do you stand on, like, what are you paying attention to right now in the sports world that's not NFL related?
I would say now that the NFL is over, I have been keeping up with basketball a lot more the last couple of weeks. Same with NHL a little bit, kind of like we talked last week. This is kind of where I watched my more NBA than NHL. What did I say? I was like a 2 or 1 for NHL. I think I said 2, and I got corrected that I should be a 1. And then I think I said I was like a 4 or 5 for the NBA.
It's just me being a dick. It's all right.
So that's what I've been up to. I think that's what I've been watching. Life's been busy though. So what about? I mean, obviously, I know you've been big on NBA.
I've been watching NHL. So much NHL, so much basketball. Like once there's a commercial for the NHL or basketball, I go right over to whatever game is playing. I mean, I'm a big Flyers fan, and I've been to a few Anaheim Ducks games when I lived out in California. So like they're like kind of like they were like my adopted team. Plus, you know, like if you grew up in the 90s, you watched the Mighty Ducks. So a little bit of that as well. But yeah, I've been watching just a ton of it, and it's been, you know, really entertaining. I think there was 5 game 7s between the two.
Yep.
3 in the NBA, and then 2 teams, the Celtics and the Magic both blew 3-1 leads,
dude,
which is insane.
I can't believe the Magic were up 3-1.
Before we do that, Boston sports right now,
a mess,
is going through something that no other city has been through. So you have the Celtics losing to the 76ers, which is a pretty big rival, after being up 3-1. Then you have the Red Sox, who started off terrible, and they fired their coach.
Did they lose? Please correct me if this is wrong. Did they lose like 17 games in a row?
I'm not really that dialed into baseball, but I know they fired Alex Cora, who won them a World Series in 2018, I think.
And they had they scored 17 runs that day where he got fired.
Yeah, they won the game.
Yeah,
and they were, you know, in like the second game into a 3-game series against the Rockies in Colorado. And
they did not lose 17 games in a row. Just that is completely wrong. I don't know why.
I think you're thinking about the Mets lost.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of the Mets. Okay, sorry. Just need to correct myself.
So that happens, and they also have I think they're top 3 in spending on their team. So they have like the second or third most expensive team in the MLB. It goes Dodgers, then there's a pretty big drop off, and then it's Mets, Red Sox. I'm not sure which 2 in that order, but just crazy. And then you have the Bruins, who got beat by Buffalo in the first round, and then you have this Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel thing going on, which, you know, a lot of people were thinking if he was going to keep his job or not, which obviously
he's going to, you know,
they are, but that's just been insane. As a Boston fan, you just got to be like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, the crash out of people realizing that Vrabel was missing day 3 of the NFL draft to go to counseling was just like
that whole story is
whole story is nuts.
Insane.
Oh, it's nuts. But yeah, Boston's going through it. But
they
I don't feel bad because they've won so many championships. You can't feel bad. Yeah, they win everything, so they're due for this little down spur that they're in. But yeah, the Mets are the team that have lost. They've lost 12 in a row. That's what it was.
Yeah.
The Red Sox fired their coach after they scored 17 runs.
Yeah.
Trying to work
they were
on
also
my,
they were like 9-18.
Yeah, they're 5-21 or 15-21.
Oh wow, coming back. But yeah, I think they also fired like 5 or 6 of their coaches as well. So that whole staff is just completely revamped. But yeah, the Magic almost beat the Pistons. I mean, there was in Game 6 they were up like 16 points and going into the third quarter, and they scored a total of 17 or 18 in the second half.
When you told me that, I was like, how is that even possible? Like,
what do you think is worse? What do you think is worse? Do you think the Atlanta losing by like 60 points, or do you think it's only scoring 17 and losing after being up 20?
I think being up that much at half when you're up 3, they were up 3-2 in the series, to then score 17 points in the entire second half is significantly worse.
I agree.
Significantly worse. I don't think it's close.
That's, oh God, that sucks.
Can you imagine?
And not only like did that happen, they were one of the most disappointing team. They were probably the most disappointing team of the year. Somehow beating Charlotte, which was like everyone's like darling team in the play-in game. It's just and then they fire their coach.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. I actually thought they overachieved in the playoffs in general. The fact that they were up, that's why I was kind of surprised they fired their coach, but I get it.
But I mean, they didn't have Franz Wagner in those last 2 games, so that hurts.
Yeah, they scored 19 points in that game in the second half. 19. That's 19. Insane. Has that ever?
Yeah, I think like 11,
the Raptors
11 in the third and
20.
Like
so. No, it's never mind.
Raptors
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the NBA and NHL playoffs have been insane, and then the Flyers beat the Penguins, which made me happy. I'm trying to think of Connor McDavid. He loses in the first round, and people are wondering what's going to go on with him. It's just this is like I said earlier. This is my second favorite time of the year because there's so much going on
with the playoffs. It is a fun time.
We're doing this in the middle of the OKC Laker game. And do you see the Lakers were 15.5-point underdogs?
I did not see that, no.
Yeah.
Probably should have
15.5 points. No Luka. 60, probably like a 85% Reeves coming back from injury. But then you have like the Timberwolves who beat the Nuggets in 7 games, and Jokic is out in the first round. Anthony Edwards was hurt. He comes back in 9 days after a bone bruise and hyperextension of a knee. He was like 60. Did you watch any of that game last night?
I watched a little bit of it.
Did you like kind of pay attention to Anthony Edwards at all?
Not really, no.
He looked like he was 50% of what he is. He was basically out there as a distraction, but
I love it though.
Came off the bench, scored 18 points.
I love it.
Can't believe they got game 1. That's wild.
It's huge.
They were like a 13.5-point underdog, and then when Anthony Edwards said he was going to play, I think the line moved to like 9.5.
Well, I remember everyone freaking out when they saw him like taking shots in practice, and like that like pictures of him leaked, or the shots of him leaked, putting up shots. Everyone's like, "Oh shit, he's coming back earlier than he's supposed to." But I love it. I think it's awesome. I think it's good for the sport, and it's good for my futures bet. So I love
it. So I was gonna say, besides your futures bets, and they are the Lakers and the Timberwolves, who would you want to see in the finals?
Okay, so I mean, obviously, I don't think the Lakers are gonna go to the finals, but that was 25 to win about $4,000. So I would love for the Lakers.
Besides your bets,
I know. That's what I'm cheering for. So like, that's just being honest. I do think that, and I said this last year and at the beginning of the season, like I do think the Timberwolves would be cool. Like I know I have a future on them, but I think they're the team
I get it.
I would cheer for out of the West, regardless. Let's say I didn't have futures. I also like they kind of like this. Like I don't mind. Like I kind of like Wemby. Like I think that would be fun too. Like the Spurs, but again, I can't pick all 3 of the 4 teams in the West, so I'll stick with the Timberwolves for the West, and then in the East. Oh man, probably the Pistons. I know they're the 1 seed, so it's kind of a stupid answer, but I just think it's cool that the Pistons are good again. Like I just think it's fun that they're solid again. And then 76ers would also be cool just because they're the 7 seed, upset Boston. It'd be fun to see them beat the Knicks and go far.
You're just not into the Knicks.
No, not really. No.
The Knicks are probably the best team.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they're the favorite right now. They were like going into the second round, they were plus 165, and I think the Pistons were like plus 300.
What do you think that series is going to be?
The
Sixers Knicks. Yeah.
I don't know. After last night, they lost by 40. Or lost by like 36, something like 38. It's tough. You just never really know.
Yeah.
You just never really know with the Sixers because they have so many good players, but then all of a sudden they just get destroyed. But I heard I was listening to a podcast. I think it was Ryan Russillo's podcast, and they were talking about, I think it was Mike Breen that he had on the pod, and he said that the last like 5 winners got blown out at some point. By blowing out, I mean like 30 plus, lost by like 30 plus, which I thought was interesting. You know, basketball, like sometimes the shots are going in.
Yeah.
And you just can't do anything about it. Yeah. And especially with like the 3-pointer now and how fast the game is now. I mean, you're just pushing the ball up the floor constantly and, you know, launching threes. I mean, that's kind of why the Celtics lost, because they just couldn't make a 3-pointer. And if they're going in, you might, and if you're playing a team and they're making everything and you're missing everything, you're going to lose by 40. It's just going to happen. That's just how basketball works. It's just a game of runs and who has it that night and who doesn't. I don't know. I think the Knicks are going to win in probably 6 games, but it would be cool. Yeah. It would be cool if the Sixers
5.
did win, though.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that the Sixers came back and beat Boston, I think, is just insane in itself.
You also have to think the Sixers just played a game 2 days before, played a game 7 2 days before. Yeah. And then plus like Embiid is coming back from injury, and he even got injured in that.
Dude, he was hobbling around.
Yeah, he's just a massive human being, and you just kind of wonder like how guys like that move around.
Yeah.
But it would be cool. Who knows what happens next game? I might bet on 76ers to win game 2
because
I mean the odds will probably be like plus 200, and you just never really know. I mean Paul George, Maxey, Embiid, Edgecombe, like they have a good team. So
yeah,
I think it would be cool. I think this the series I'm just really not interested in is Pistons Cavs for whatever reason. I think both teams are kind of boring. Pistons are a good story, but like after Cade Cunningham, they don't really have anything else. So I think them going to the finals wouldn't be as fun. I think if the Knicks make it, it would be the most fun.
What's your ideal finals? What's your ideal finals right now?
I would love to see T-Wolves Knicks.
Yeah, T-Wolves Knicks. Okay. I think the Knicks for me, I feel like they've been the last like 2 or 3 years, they've been like close, but not close, if that makes sense. Like I feel like they've been in the same spot for a few years in a row, and I'm just kind of bored of it, I guess, is where I'm at with the Knicks. I don't know. I think that's where I'm at. Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure a lot of it is, you know, the Karl Anthony Towns, not the most likable guy. Jalen Brunson is fun, but whatever. OG Anunoby is really good, but no one really knows who he is. And he's probably one of the best probably the best defensive player besides Wemby in the league right now, and he's playing unbelievable. He's probably the second best player in that team right now. But But yeah, I get it. I mean, it's also New York, and who roots for New York teams other than people who are from New York? So I understand. I understand all that.
You think? What do you think happens with Boston next year? Do I think they're gonna trade Jaylen Brown? Yep. I mean, did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said on his podcast or whatever? It was like the most.
Listen, I think everyone took that the wrong way.
Out of proportion. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a year. No one. I mean, their over under was 42 games.
No, they
insane
completely overachieved
with how good they.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a great player, and he's like, we look what we did when we had nothing. Like everyone counted us out, and then getting Tatum back at the end of the season, and they kind of go on a run, and he looked good. And I just, not having Tatum in the game 7 too is brutal. If Tatum's playing that game 7 and he's like somewhat healthy, they're gonna win that game.
I think so too. I mean, the fact that they had 3 starters who didn't score a single point in the entire game.
Yeah, well, Derek White also had a terrible series.
Yeah,
the Vucevic trade was terrible. But they just wanted to save money. He's
so
terrible.
Glad. I was so glad he got traded off the Bulls.
Yeah.
Bulls have their own issues, but
I
was done with that experiment. I love how you said the series that doesn't interest you is the Cavs and Pistons. You're wearing a Cavs shirt right now.
I am wearing a Cavs shirt. Yeah, that's hilarious. But I don't care.
I know you don't.
The James Harden is terrible in the playoffs, and Donovan Mitchell is fine. Mobley is fine, but I just would you be interested if they made it to the finals?
No.
Yeah, exactly. That's really. Just not a. Yeah. And then I wouldn't be that interested if the Pistons made it.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. See, I just think the Pistons story is cool just because they haven't been good, and it feels like in a very long time.
20 years, yeah.
Yeah, so I just think it's cool that they're kind of not back, but they're one seed in the East. I think it'd be cool to see. Even though growing up I hated the Pistons, so which is interesting. But
they were a big rival of the Bulls in the 90s.
Correct. But yeah, and then do you want to go more basketball? Or you want to go to NHL real quick?
Whatever you want.
Let's go to NHL. I am excited. This is where the basketball specifically, that was a really good first round in terms of some like you said, Magic being up 3-1.
And usually the first round sucks because
right.
you have these 8, 7, and 8 seeds who don't do anything. But then when both of them compete, you're like, damn, all right, that's cool. Obviously in the West they didn't compete, but in the East at least you can't expect every series to be great. You can't expect every game to be great. It's in any sport. We've talked about this, watching the AFC playoffs, no Bo Nix, for whatever reason, the Patriots got the easiest road of all time. Then it was a blowout in the Super Bowl. I mean, that's 2 years in a row it was a blowout in the Super Bowl. So sometimes it's just not gonna.
Yeah, it doesn't work the way fans want it to in terms of entertainment.
Just kind of sucks we don't have a Pacers team this year.
I know, right? Yeah. So our last thing about
a lovable Halliburton kind of thing.
You think Thunder run away with it again?
They're so good, and they don't even have Jalen Williams in this playing right now. And it honestly, I don't think it matters.
This game 1 is close though, 68-60 right now. It's close.
Yeah, it just 69-60. The issue with the Lakers is LeBron can only do so much because he'll obviously look good for a minute and then fatigue will set in. Reeves is still not Reeves. I mean, he's shooting 1 for 8 right now.
When did you say Luka's supposed to be back now for a few more weeks?
Yeah, they're saying maybe next round if they make it.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah.
So
that sucks.
He's not even in he's doing non-contact drills right now.
Yeah, okay, so he's not close.
Yeah.
Damn, it sucks.
If he was playing 3-on-3, then yeah, maybe be back for game 5. Yeah.
I guess that's the only reason I got those odds for that futures bet, though, is because it was after he got hurt. So
that probably explains it. But yeah, so NHL, who are you rooting for?
You know,
You don't care.
I don't really care. I just like watching close
Yeah.
games. Like I know you're cheering for the Flyers. Maybe the Ducks if I had to pick a team.
Nice.
But that's it. Like I really don't have like too much of a dog in a fight because I know significantly less about hockey than I do the NBA. It's like I just like watching good games. That's all it really is for me. Is putting
and a
on
lot of
sport.
them are good games.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like again, another solid, great first round of the playoffs there as well. Flyers, Penguins was a good series. All the series were good except for what Avalanche Kings.
Canadians
is the only one that was kind of Lightning Canadians.
Avalanche Kings and the Hurricanes and Senators. Yeah,
is that what it was? Yeah, it was sweet. Yeah, it was a sweet. But yeah, the Lightning Canadians was insane that entire series. That was nuts.
Yeah. And Lightning they were a pretty big favorite too.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously you're cheering for Flyers.
Yeah. I mean, the Canes are so good. They're down 2-0 right now, and they had a 2-goal lead early in the first period yesterday, and they lost 3-2 in overtime.
Yeah, they're down 2-0 right in the series. Yeah. I
don't think they're not gonna do anything against. I was like watching both those games. I'm like, man, the Hurricanes are so much better. It's like it's wild to watch. You just kind of know. You're like, man, they're just faster. Like it looks like the puck just sticks to all the Canes players stick just better, and they were in their zone the whole time. It was just it felt like they won every shift, and the only time that the Flyers did anything was on a power play, and then like you watch the power play, you're like, all right, they had it in their zone, but they got one shot. You know what I mean? So, so yeah, I think it's going to be Avalanche and the Hurricanes in the finals, but or final. They don't use the S for some reason, and I think the Avalanche are going to win. They're a big favorite, and they're really good.
Yeah,
they're really good.
Who do you want to win if it's not the Flyers, or do you not care?
I would want if it's not the Flyers, I'd want the Ducks, but I don't think they're going to win.
No,
Avalanche are cool. I mean, a lot of these teams, like in hockey, like growing up playing and stuff. Growing up, like early 2000s, you had the Red Wings, Avalanche, Dallas Stars, and so like every time I see the Avalanche, I think of Peter Forsberg, Joe Sakic, Patrick Waugh, that kind of team. And then there's something about like the jerseys that are cool. They just seems like such a hockey town, such a hockey, like that's like the face of it. And so I don't really have anything against the Avalanche, so I really wouldn't mind it. And plus,
it's hard.
They have one of the best players in the league too.
It's just heavy favorites sometimes. Cheering for the heavy favorites never feels like it's as much.
I know.
Fun.
I'm not cheering for them, but it's just every time they're on, I'm like, damn, yeah, this is hockey.
This is this is how it's meant to be played. Yeah. That's funny. Like like you said, the entire thing. Colorado, just like all of it combined. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Do you have anything else? Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think that's most of it.
The PGA Championships next week. Did you know that?
Shit, it's next week already? Fuck, man. Dude, the time is going by way too fucking fast.
Wait, is it? Yeah, it is next week. That's so.
Is it really next week?
But I mean, they moved it up.
No way.
Yeah,
Holy
they moved
shit.
it up. Yeah, Aronimic. I think Scotty's gonna win.
Yeah, probably. I mean, of course he's gonna win. It's fucking Scotty Scheffler. Do they have odds up for that yet?
Probably not.
I'm gonna check real quick. Probably not. But what about Rory?
Possibly. I saw a lot of videos on Instagram about him, and he's swinging it pretty good.
I mean, he just won the Masters, so I would assume he's swinging it pretty good.
He's swinging it pretty good.
I can't believe it's next week already. Holy shit, man.
I know. It doesn't feel real.
Let me see if I can find this tournament. Let's see.
Did you say this is your least favorite major?
Yeah, I would say PGA is my least favorite major. It always kind of felt like well, it used to be last, right? Like it used to be the one that was at the end of the season. I don't know why.
Kind of like that though.
What? That it
was the last one.
No, I know, that's what I mean. Like I think it's because the Masters. Like there's you're not getting around the Masters.
Augusta.
And then US Open is US Open. Like duh. Like there's nothing else that needs to be said.
And let me guess, the British Open's the British Open?
Well, so the reason I like the British Open, and we've talked about this before, is like I like waking up in the morning to like golf being on. Like I just think that whole thing was cool.
PGA doesn't really have a thing.
No, right, exactly. There's like nothing about it that seems special. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
except for the title. Yeah.
Correct. Except for the title and that it's a major. But like British Open, there's a lot of cool courses that are played. It's a different type of golf. Like it's just as someone who doesn't play that style of golf, it's cool to see. US Open obviously is cool just because it is the US Open. And then the Masters, again, you don't need to say much about the Masters. It's Augusta. It's, the most popular and biggest golf tournament of the year. And then the PGA is just kind of there. And like
I'm more interested in the players than I am in.
See, and like the players is cool because like they play Sawgrass every year.
Yeah.
Like it's like what to expect. Like the holes. Like you know what I'm saying. The PGA just there's nothing about it that is even like
they need to pick like a spot to go to.
Mm-hmm. Like the RBC Heritage course. Even like I know it's different, but like that feels like what you're like every time it comes up and you're watching it. Again, it's not one that I sit there and watch all day, but it's kind of got a special feel to it because it's at this like you get the lighthouse, like you get the lighthouse in the background.
It sucks that one is right after the Masters too. I agree. Because
it doesn't get the love it deserves.
It really doesn't. God, that's so true. They need if anything move that one.
Yeah, such a good course too. Like it's
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they need to pick like a iconic course to go to for the PGA and stick
what does
to
the PGA have? Like what do you think of when you think of PGA? I think of the logo and that's it.
Yeah, I think of the boring PGA of America logo.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get like the stories of like Michael Block, and I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah, is he playing his fifth? Did he qualify to play in his fifth PGA?
I think it's like his 9th or something like that.
I thought it was 5th in a row or something.
Oh, 5th in a row. He's playing a ton, or 9th major maybe.
Yeah. See, but like US Open, I like those qualifying stories better than the PGA. Like it just feels so much bigger than the PGA. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. But yeah, I mean, I think what they had that they ruined was the final major, and it was like the end of the season feel. I think that was like the only good part about it, and they got rid of it.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Like you always knew the season was coming to an end because it was the last major, and at least people were a little bit excited about it because it was the last major, and then you had to wait like another 6 months until the next major, so it kind of at least had some sort of build up to it.
Yeah, now we go Masters 1 month, then you go to PGA 1 month, then you go to US Open 1 month, then you go to
like 3 months,
the
and
Open.
Then it's and then after the Open it's like 3 months, and then it's the playoff or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes more sense. Now that I just laid it out like that.
I don't know, man. To your point, I knew it was in May, but obviously, based on my reaction, I didn't realize it was next week already. Because I don't think that many people. Not that you don't care about it, but where's it even being played this year?
Aronimink.
Mm-hmm. Where's it being played in the future?
The moon.
Look. Yeah, that'd be sick. I'd watch that. That'd be awesome. Aronimink, PGA Frisco,
allegedly.
Club. Yeah. It's at the Ocean Course in 5 years. It's kind of cool. I'll be watching in 2031. But no, I actually think that's a very good point. The PGA has nothing.
They have nothing. I mean,
no. I'll watch it though.
I guess it's cool if you're in like. The thing is, I don't know. I don't know if I want to say this. Fuck it. I just don't really like with how I grew up and how PGA members, like in pro shops, have treated me. I'm like, man, I just kind of want to be like, man, fuck those guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I get it. Yeah.
I've only, like, even in my adult years, I've had issues because I'm just at the course a lot, and they just, for whatever reason, they just kind of give me an attitude. It's weird. I don't know. So I'm like, I don't really care if they get to play because, again, fuck those guys.
Yeah, I like it. Stand up for yourself. I like it.
You know what I just thought of when you said, and I think about this probably once a year. When you said that you don't play that style of golf when it comes to like the British Open, when you were a freshman in high school, that was your game.
Okay, but sure, but I was like 13.
I know, but that was your game, dude. You couldn't hit a driver higher than how tall you are.
I know.
I remember on like the 16th hole at Hickory Woods, you had to hit 5 wood off the tee.
Yeah,
because you couldn't get a driver high enough.
Yeah, I couldn't get up the hill. Yeah,
man, that's awesome. I think about that all the time.
No, that is how I played.
All the time, right. Once a year.
That is how I played. It's a very good point. Now it's very different, but it's funny. Now I hit the ball way too fucking high, and I can't control it.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah. That's funny. Man, 16 at Hickory Woods. Wow, that was a throwback. That's so funny.
Yeah. That hole probably is in your nightmares.
It is in my nightmares. The amount of times I went straight into that hill. Ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, I can picture it right now with a 5 wood.
Yeah.
So funny.
It was a shitty hole though. It was like a double. Man, this hole sucked.
I was just thinking, man, I would love to go play that hole again because it's kind of a good hole.
Yeah, that would be fun. I would love to play that course again. I haven't played that course in 12 years.
It's been a long time.
No, more than 12.
Someone asked me. Someone asked me last week how long I've been playing golf, and I said 20 years. And I was like, damn, that's wild.
Has it only been 20 years for you?
Basically started playing when I was 13.
Yeah, that's right. You started playing like in 8th grade, basically, right? Freshman year. Yeah.
I remember trying out freshman year, and I was like, all right, I'll try. And I broke 80.
Yeah, there you go. I've been playing since I was like 5. So it's been like 20-some years, 27 years.
Damn. You kind of took a little break for a minute.
I did. I took like 9 years off. So
yeah, you did. You hated it.
We'll subtract that 9 years. Yeah.
You hated it for a while.
I did. That's wild. I took like 9 years off of playing golf. That's insane to say out loud.
I mean, I get it, dude. This game sucks. I still can't find a putter I like, and it's a problem.
That?
Yo, no, I know. Dude, I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's so annoying. Anyway, follow us at Traveling Athlete Pod on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and at Athlete Pod on Twitter.
We'll tweet out our bets for the PGA next week.
Yeah. Well, we should I'm gonna watch the golf this weekend and get a grasp on who's playing well and who's not.
Well, you know who's playing well.
Well, you know, like a top 10, top 20 kind of guy. Because we know Scotty or Rory's probably going to win.
Well, Cam Young is playing great. He just won again.
Oh, yeah, Cam
last
Young.
Weekend.
He's a beast, dude. He's a beast.
Still kind of bummed he didn't win the Masters, but it was cool to see him go wire to wire last week. Like I feel like there's always one guy.
Wire.
Didn't he? Didn't he lead all 3 rounds or all 4 rounds?
Yeah, but he won by like 6.
No, I know, but I thought doesn't wire to wire mean like he led the entire way?
That wire to wire meant like it was close.
I'm gonna look this up. I thought it meant like he led every round.
What does wire to wire mean? Oh, you're right.
Man, fucking correcting me and my shit when I'm right.
Hey, I'm not correcting you. I just thought it meant something else. Why does it mean that? I thought wire to wire meant like
I don't know.
Close.
No.
I guess that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
I just never really looked into it.
Yeah. So yeah,
interesting.
He was leading at all 3 rounds last week. He's playing great. I feel like there's one of these guys every year Like you had Victor Hovland a few years ago where he won the playoff. Like Scotty and Rory obviously are always going to be good, but it feels like there's always a season. Like Xander had his a couple years ago. Like where some one guy who's always Morikawa had his season. Everyone has that like one season where they just play super, super well. And I think obviously it feels like that's Cam Young this year. So it'll be fun to watch, see what he does this year. Be cool if he got his major. Because that's where most of these guys get their majors, right? Like that's where Colin got his. That's where Xander got his. Was in that like that season where they played. Obviously, I mean, I guess it's stupid.
Justin Thomas.
Yeah, Justin Thomas. Jordan Spieth was good for a while. He didn't really have like a 1 year. What's his face that went to live?
John Rahm.
What the fuck's his name? Not John Rahm.
Cam Smith.
Yeah. Cam Smith, same thing. Like he got hot right before he left to live. Like he went to live the whole thing. We didn't even touch on that. We got to see what happens with live.
Yeah, that can definitely be a thing because it's kind of a bummer. Some people are like really loving it, and I just don't understand.
I wouldn't say I'm in the camp that I love it. I'm in the camp of I like watching majors where all the top players get to play against each other. But I just don't know if these guys are going to be allowed back in the PGA, which I think is stupid. So like that's where, to me, the whole thing is.
I don't think that's the dumb part. I think the dumb part is it's good to have another competing league. Like I was telling you when we were talking about it, when there's more talent, that's when a league has expansion. So that's why the NBA is talking about expansion. That's why the NHL is talking about expansion. That's why even the NFL, like they talk about expansion, but like they still can't get, 12 good quarterbacks. You know what I mean? So if half the league doesn't have a good quarterback, then you can't expand because then you're just going to have shitty teams. So once there's 18 good quarterbacks, that's when you can talk about like, all right, let's add another team to another city. Let's, we have a ton of talent now. But with golf, with how big it's gotten and how guys on the Korn Ferry Tour can win a major probably, that's when we're thinking like, all right, maybe that's why I think LIV is a good thing. Because you have the DP World Tour and the PGA Tour, and then you added LIV, which LIV was like all the elite players, or a lot of them. And there's a lot of elite players and a lot of like older players, and I think that was like a good model. But then how they ran the tournaments were ridiculous. Like I thought the shotgun starts were dumb, the music, the shorts. Like we figured out golf. We figured out how to do it. The 3 days, like what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like we have it. Like you could have, I don't know if you like, even when we were watching like the Masters broadcast, like the Masters broadcast wasn't that good because they were showing like 4 or 5 people when you could have shown like 20 to 30 people. Like, we don't need to see like Rory walking down the fairway.
Correct. Yes. Of every hole.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I mean, there's definitely ways to do it. But anyway, that's why I'm like kind of bummed about it because I'm like, man, this could have been something good, but the execution was brutal. They just try to do too much.
Yeah, and I see what you're saying. With like the idea, the concept of it, but yeah, man, the way they did it wasn't. At least I didn't. I tried watching a couple times. It was not my cup of tea to watch. Like you're right. Like the short, like 72 holes. Like I don't. Yeah. It's 72 holes. The music, like pumping music, I get it. They're going for like a more fun vibe, but like it's just not golf. You know what I mean? Like I like listening to music in my cart and stuff when I'm playing with friends, but like in a tournament, I would not. Like
I think they were trying to do like the whole like, hey, we can also be kind of like the YouTube guys and
right.
And you can have that kind of league. They're trying to start this like YouTube league thing, and
I did see that. I saw something on that. And
like that could be the model for that. But when you're trying to get the best competitors, it's just not it.
No, why not? I just remember seeing all the videos of Rahm when he first joined and like getting pissed at like the music and all that. It's like I don't know. It feels like it never fit him specifically that well. And then like Bryson's bitching about like his lie.
Man, he
and,
was
like,
going to be the guy too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you need
like,
to play mini tour events.
That's what I mean. Like, you don't hit it over there. Like, that was kind of my thought. Was like, you got. I mean, it is what it is. Like, hit it somewhere else.
Well,
I don't know.
That kind of reminded me of when he was trying to get a ruling on when there was like ants by his ball.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
I mean, Bryson's always going to bitch about something.
No, I know, but I just thought that was hilarious, and I was like this, like these, like, some of these guys just aren't meant for that.
Yeah.
Vibe. I don't know. But yeah, I agree. It wasn't a good enough product. They tried to make it a little too gimmicky, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. They just did the wrong. The model was bad, and that's why they failed. It's not because they pulled players from the PGA Tour. It drove me insane that our guys were mad that there's another league. It's like there's also another one called the DP World Tour, and a lot of good players play on that one.
Yeah, and no one cares about that. Not that no one cares. Like, no one cares that there's another tour, is what I mean. The DP World Tour.
Yeah, plus it's tough when you're playing in Singapore and you live in the United States, and you're like, all right, when can I watch this?
Mm-hmm. It's true.
You know, like, am I supposed to turn this on at 2 a.m.?
2 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Right. Took us on a tangent at the very end.
No, you're good. Anything else?
Last thing.
Okay.
Draft. Other surprising thing, Ruben Bain falling to 15 for the Buccaneers. Steele, can't believe he fell to 15. I'm a little sad about it. And that's it.
All right. We'll be back next week.
Oh, shit. We gotta do it again, dude. Left the lens cap on.